so much for being here. I'm Robin Will, former town council member in the town of Brighton, and now member, and also candidate for Congress for New York's 25th congressional district. A lot of the speakers have already spoke to this issue, but I'm going to break it down on a historical level. What we're talking about when we're talking about solidarity and inclusion of everyone is intersectionality, and this is a very important phrase, so let me tell you about the history of intersectionality. So history consistently shows that when reproductive rights movements fail to apply an intersectional lens, the most marginalized communities, specifically women of color, low-income individuals, LGBTQ plus individuals, people with disabilities, bear the brunt of that oppression. Now, failing to recognize how race, class, disability, gender overlap in reproductive oppression allows history to repeat itself, often resulting in legal structures that police, right? That's what we're seeing, legal structures that police rather than protect our bodies. As a Black woman, I am committed to ensuring that the movement grows in solidarity across racial, across disability, and across class lines. Now, ignoring intersectionality and reproductive rights leads to repeating historical injustices such as the white feminist trap, where feminist movements too often prioritized the experiences of white middle-class women, neglecting the specific issues faced by women of color. This narrow focus overlooks how systemic racism, classism, and misogyny interact, causing many to be left behind in the fight for equality. We must remember that ignoring intersectionality is what resulted in forced sterilization and eugenics, where in the U.S., the coerced sterilization of Black, Puerto Rican, Indigenous, and disabled women occurred. Ignoring this history allows new forms of coercion to emerge. Ignoring intersectionality has also led to exploitation in medicine, where reproductive care, such as gynecology and contraception, was built on the exploitation of Black enslaved women like Henrietta Lacks and Puerto Rican women, a legacy that still impacts care across these communities today. Disparities in maternal health for Black women didn't arise in a vacuum. They are the result of historic marginalization. Today, the danger of neglecting intersectionality has led to the heightened surveillance and criminalization of reproductive rights. The reversal of Roe v. Wade did not impact all communities equally. Individuals in marginalized communities face increased surveillance, criminalization, and fewer legal resources to protect their reproductive choices. We have also witnessed the rise of the motherhood versus the birthing people debate. I would argue that removing gender-inclusive language from reproductive rights advocacy weakens the movement and ignores the specific challenges that transgender and non-binary people face in accessing care. Finally, we must be vigilant against failing to acknowledge economic inequality. A focus solely on choice without addressing economic, social, and political inequities means that those with fewer resources are disproportionately affected by restrictions on abortion access. Today, I call for a full commitment to solidarity and not just reproductive rights, but reproductive justice. Instead of merely calling for reproductive rights, reproductive justice goes beyond the right to choose, encompassing instead the human right to maintain personal bodily autonomy. The right to have children, the right not to have children, the right to raise our children in safe and sustainable communities. Forgetting this and failing to include intersectionality directly leads to the repetition of historical traumas and the continued oppression of marginalized voices. Let our rallying cry today and all days be a resounding call to solidarity and reproductive justice for all.
Thank you, Robin. Our next speaker